That was a hard-fought victory, and they definitely earned it. They earned it. I'm proud of this group. It's an honor to be a part of this football program with these guys, with this coaching staff. You know, to see where we were 84 days ago to, where we're at now, it's a testament to the trust and the decisions that those guys in that locker room and the coaching staff and everybody that helps have made. And this is what it's all about, man. It's the journey, right? There's a journey, and you can't let the highest of highs and lowest of lows deter you from what you need to do to reach your goals. And so it's awesome. I'm excited. We're going to enjoy this thing. We'll worry about the future later. Like, I know people want to ask about the future, but let's enjoy this victory in this rivalry game versus a really good USC team, which we knew going into the game they were a good team, a really good team. And so proud of these guys, and we're going to have a happy flight back home. So with that, I'll open up for questions.
Front row, John Brace.
Marcus, you began the season, as you said, I guess 84 days ago, closing out a tough, hard-fought game on the road by being the better team in the fourth quarter. You did it again today. What is it about the way this team is wired that makes you guys capable of closing games out like that?
Yeah, 84 days ago was when we lost to Northern Illinois. But, I think somebody had asked me in a press conference earlier in the week, are you worried that your team hasn't been in close games in the past few weeks? And I said no, because the mentality is one play, one life. Like, this play is the only play that matters. And so I had to continue to remind them, have the urgency that we must have, but this is the only play that matters, and we got to execute. And we had some adversity, but they responded. 14-14 at halftime, the way that our guys came out of that locker room and responded, it was the sense of urgency that we didn't have versus Northern Illinois. You go back and you look at the notes that I met with the captains and I took after that game. It was like, hey, we didn't have the sense of urgency to panic almost that, hey, we got to go out and execute. And they did it today.
You said you worry about your future moving forward. You'll embrace this win or relish this win, but it'll be hard not to worry about your future had you not taken care of business. So what kind of statement do you feel like Notre Dame football made for the college football playoff committee today?
That doesn't matter to me. The statement we made was we won our rivalry game versus a dang good football team. And that's the only statement I wanted to make today.
Front row to your left, Tom Noy.
Marcus, what allowed this team to go 10 wins over the last 10?
Leadership. Great leadership from our captains, our players, our coaches. Belief. They trusted each other. In every game you go in and you have a little bit of doubt. That's life. But you got to trust beyond knowing. That's what I told those guys. And that's what they've done. They've put the work in. They've worked tirelessly. The preparation has been immaculate. And so that hopefully is a reason why that we had the results that we did.
You guys were so low 84 days ago. When did you feel, we got a chance to be special?
I've known from the start of training camp that we had the chance to have a special program. But it's a process. You got to build it. And we had to go through the highest of highs to the lowest of lows in the first 2 weeks of the season. But they continued to just prepare, and they chose to put the work in and not feel bad about themselves. And they believed in themselves too. And so I've known this team has been a really good team. I told you guys earlier that it was the most talented roster I've had since I've been here. But we had to become a good team, right? The talent is one thing. We've developed to a good team, and it's because of our hard work.
Staying in the front row, Nick Hamilton.
Hey, Coach. Congratulations on the victory.
Thank you.
You spoke about just the overall ebbs and flows of the football season, you guys' ups and downs. What specifically did you learn about yourself as well as this team over the course of the season as you look back on the regular season?
I've learned so many lessons in life, but as the head coach of this football program, you realize time heals everything. I've been the highest of high and the lowest of lows, and I think I told them after we lost to Northern Illinois, I said, I've been here before. They maybe, not everybody in that room has, but I've been here. And I know there's only one option, and that's to go back to work and take a hard look at yourself, right? Misery wants company, but during those tough times, you got to take a hard look at yourself and figure out what it takes to get your program where it needs to be. And that's what I was able to do as an individual, and the program itself did that too.
obviously get prepared to still stay in that mode, but you know you got unfinished business as you move forward.
Say that one more time.
As far as the balancing goes, as far as you guys have wins, obviously a big win today, but you still have business ahead.
Oh, yeah.
How do you continue to remain focused and stay in that mode?
Yeah, listen, we have to celebrate this thing first. Like, these guys work way too hard not to take a moment and enjoy this victory. This is what I call team glory. And it's when everybody in that locker room knows they had a part of us achieving that. It's not one person. It's everybody that it takes getting their job done for us to achieve this great feeling that we have. So we're going to enjoy this today on this flight home and probably tomorrow. You know, usually on Sundays we move forward, but listen, we don't have an opponent, so we're going to enjoy this thing probably for 2 days, and then Monday we'll start moving forward and getting back to work. But it's a special moment for this program.
Second row on your left, Pete Sampson.
Highs and highs, Christian Gray lived this season in a game.
Jeez.
Could you take me through like what got him to snap back into it after a really difficult second?
Yeah, he had to reload. You hear me say that all the time, reload. Get your mind back to the place where it needs to be so you can execute, right? And that was a challenge I had for the team before the game, but him specifically. Like, hey, reload. Don't let the last play affect the next play. And when there was a play in the first half I thought it did. It was after the big catch, the next play he kind of got the PI. And Christian Gray's a great player, but he had to get back into that moment where hey, nothing else matters but doing your job. Right, for us to achieve team glory. Don't let anything personal affect that. And I'm proud of him because he did. He has faith, and he's a really good player, and he went and showed that in the second half.
Give us a sense of like what it was like to sing the alma mater with the team after, just like the emotions of the entire season coming out of that.
Yeah, it's hard to put it into words, but it's an unbelievable feeling to be able to sing the alma mater a cappella with our fans and our parents and everybody that loves this university. It's just a reminder of the honor and privilege we all have to be a part of this place. This is a special place. We got a really good football team, but we got an amazing university, and I wanted our fans to have that same feeling that we have as players in our program. And so it's hard to describe that feeling, but it's one I won't forget.
Third row in the middle, Jackson.
You guys rushed for almost 260 yards today. Like, you've talked a lot about the offensive line's progress this season, but like what they did today, what does that mean? What does that say about them?
Before the game, the challenge was we have to win this game at the line of scrimmage. We have to win this game up front and recognize some of the different pressures that they bring defensively. And I thought our offensive linemen did a great job at recognizing and really communicating and executing. Like, they played a physical affair up front. And they kept coming off the field saying, keep running, coach, keep running. And that's a confident group that played extremely well today.
To his left, Tyler Horka.
We're tested in the secondary, unlike any other game this year, but for it to end the way that it did with 2 pick sixes, what was that moment like for those guys to basically get the job done?
It was really good. Selfishly, I was thinking about the turnover margin. We have not lost a game this year there's been only one game we've lost a turnover margin this year, and that was Northern Illinois. And I'm like, man, this is going against everything I believe, and I tell the team about how important a turnover margin is, because we were up in the game and down 2 in the turnover margin. Then we get a pick 6. Now we're down 1. We get another pick 6. But they're resilient. They battled. Like, they're never out of the fight. And that's what you love about it, man, that they compete until the clock said 0.
There were probably times this season where people would have second-guessed if Leonard was a playoff quarterback. He proved that the last 10 games. What's that say about the guy that you have leading?
He's special, man. He is, from the beginning, from the time he got here, I've known he's special. And what he had to learn is how to handle the highs and the lows of what being the quarterback at Notre Dame entails. And you hear me say it all the time. It's no different between the head coach and the quarterback at Notre Dame. And he experienced that, the highs and the lows, within the first 2 weeks of the season. And he continued to battle. He continued to prepare. And I knew from the beginning he was the right quarterback to lead this program.
Our last question opportunity for Coach, the gentleman with the mustache on the left.
Congratulations. You never want to lose a game, but can you reflect back and say there were benefits
Sometimes you got to lose the game, right? Sometimes that's life. You got to lose at the end of the day to gain and make a big jump. And I told our players Monday after that game, I said, this will be the greatest thing that ever happened to this football team if we learn from it and continue to use it. It will be the greatest thing that could have happened to us. And it was. It's hard to say it. The greatest thing that happened to this program this season was a loss, because it taught us what it takes to handle success. It taught us what it takes to have success. And that's why I said just keep the pain. I don't want to go back to that place. We don't need to go back there to remember how it feels, but we'll look back and be thankful for it.
Christian, after the way that first half ended, like, how were you able to recollect yourself and make plays to get to that half in the second half?
Just by reloading every time. What Coach Freeman always said, just reload. But just really what he said to me really stuck to me. I just kept it in my head, just reload. Like, I gotta get back to this, you know.
When Watts was running his back, it looked like you're kind of trailing down the play. You took a knee on the field. Like, what's going through your mind when you see that?
I'm just happy to see my boy get a pick. Like X, knowing him, that's my brother and everything. So I'm glad that he got the pick six and everything. I just took a knee just to reel it all in, just knowing that we just executed and just balled out.
Front row in the middle, John Bryce.
Hey, Christian, you had a bit of a tough day. I saw the play right before you had the pick when X was deemed up that you were pretty demonstrative talking to your teammates over there in the defensive huddle. You were pounding your arms and sending a message. Do you remember what you were saying then? Did you feel like you were about to make a game-changing play?
Yeah, definitely. In my head, I said, all right, no more holding back. I just got to break through the chains. Like, that's what I said in my head, and I just screamed it out, because the best thing to do is just kind of scream it out and then just go ball.
So you just screamed out, I got to go make a play?
Mm-hmm.
Just next to him, Nick Hamilton.
Yeah.
Thank you. What specifically did you learn as you reflect back on the season from Coach Freeman as far as just getting back in football as well as a better individual?
Just from Coach Freeman, he's just a great inspiration. I talk to him almost every day. Like, he's just a great inspiration as a man, and he gives us talk about family, everything. Just doing this whole entire season, just learning from him, it's just been amazing, and it's just like just trailing his footsteps, you know, making good decisions, knowing what's the bad decisions, and just, you know, just having team glory.
Yeah. Some talk in the beginning of the year about maybe how the tight ends weren't doing enough. 2 touchdowns to tight ends today. What did that feel like to get those guys involved?
Yeah, great to get those guys going. That's a group that is very unselfish. Every day you walk into the facility, and if some guy makes a catch or has a good play in practice, the other guys are just going berserk. They are so in it for each other. And that's kind of how the whole team is, but that group specifically. Like, you see Mitch Evans, he's got the biggest smile on his face after we threw that touchdown to Eli.
The interception, was that just a miscommunication? And then what was it like to follow that up? Your very next pass is one of those touchdown passes.
Somebody, I walked to the sideline and somebody goes, he had enough time to fair catch it and then catch it. And then I got to work on that. I take a lot of pride in protecting the football. That can't happen. But to be able to respond is, you know, what Coach Freeman talks about all the time: reload, win the interval, reload. And earlier in the year, if I threw a pick, the next drive, I'm sure, you know, didn't turn out to be what we wanted. Now, boom, we throw the pick. Defense gets a 4 and out. That's what should be highlighted. And then we go down there, throw it up to Mitch Evans. He makes a great play. That's what gives me a little bit of hope. And, you know, I got to do a much better job. That was embarrassing on my end.
Just to the right, Jack Sobel.
Riley, after everything that's happened this year in AU, the winning streak, what did today mean to you?
Yeah, 84 days ago. It was 84 days when we lost against NIU. And, you know, I kind of told myself, like, you know, we can win, we can lose, but I'll never walk off the field with any regret anymore. And I kind of left, you know, I feel like regret only comes from missed opportunities, not failed opportunities. And I feel like I missed opportunities earlier in the season that led me with regret. Oh, I didn't throw this ball, or I wasn't this confident, or I checked out of this play because I didn't like it as much. Now, you know, whether we win, lose this game or not, like, I leave with no regrets, letting the ball fly around a little bit. So yeah, 84 days, it's crazy.
Second row, On your right, Tyler James.
Riley, the touchdown after the timeout to Eli Meredith looked like you were talking to Coach Denbrock a little bit extra before you ran out there. What was that conversation that played a role?
Yeah, completely checked the play. We were supposed to get a little inside zone action going, and then he just goes check it, throw the up route to the tight end. We did it earlier in the season against the same exact look, threw it to Mitch Evans, and we scored on it. So it was the same exact look, and obviously Eli made a great play.
And what was it like watching the defense sort of close the game out?
Oh, that's amazing. I mean, I'm their biggest fan, obviously. Like, every time they step on the field, like, I'm sure y'all got confidence in them. I got extreme confidence in them because I'm the one that had to play against it all in fall camp, and it was just a nightmare. So, man, it was incredible. Those guys are amazing.
Front row, John Brace.
Hey, Riley. No Benjamin Morrison for several games. No Howard Cross again in this game. You lose Jeremiah Love midway through the third quarter. You're not able to close it out with him. Ashton Craig still on. Close the season with 10 straight wins. What enabled this team to come together and find different ways to win week after week?
Yeah, everybody wants to talk about culture in college football, and everybody wants to claim they have a great football culture. I think this place is different, and it starts from the very top. You got a man like Coach Freeman who walks into the facility every single day, knows every single person's name, and he told me he asked himself, what do I need to do today? Who do I need to be to elevate this program? He asked himself that every single day, and it's very clear that he is the perfect fit for this program and a great leader of these young men. Everybody on this team has each other's back, and it stems from the top down. So, yeah, I don't even remember the question, but shout out Coach Freeman.
And then 11-1, 10 wins in a row. Any doubt in your mind that this is a college football playoff team that deserves to host the game?
Yeah, absolutely. Kind of proven that throughout the year. When you win the turnover margin like we've done, luckily defense came in clutch here in this game at the end of the game. But we obviously have proven ourselves throughout the the remaining of the year ever since week 2. So I think we got a lot left in the tank.
Last question opportunity for Riley, the back row on the right.
College football is very competitive. 10-game winning streaks don't come easy. How have you done that? And how good do you think this team really is, especially compared to some of the other leagues?
Yeah, you said it best. It's hard to win college football games. My freshman year, I went 3-9. So it's crazy, long ways away from that. But every single week, these guys prepare their tails off. And I feel like we practice exactly how we play. When we have good weeks of practice, when we're throwing certain balls or hitting certain runs, it shows up. It's literally like deja vu when it gets to game time. So this team, we'll be very ready and very healed up for this playoff game coming up.